Let's talk to David Paul. He's the Managing Director of VectorVest UK. Morning to you, David.
Good morning, Mus. How are you?
Living the dream, as they say. Right, we've got a number of slides to go through. Let's kick off with the UK markets. What is this telling the audience?
Well, this is the VectorVest composite of all the shares that we follow in the London stock market on a name. It's an equally weighted index, and since the middle of December, the longer term trend has been up. Over the last day or two, the short-term trend, or what we call the primary wave, has turned down. So at the moment, we're advising our people to watch their stops carefully and not to buy any more stocks until the short-term trend rejoins the long-term trend in an upward trajectory. Okay.
Understood. So basically, the long-term fine, short-term just a little bit.
Well, yes, I think it's probably the strength in the pound that's caused the index shares to come back a little bit.
Understand. Okay, well, let's talk about a FTSE constituent, the Prudential. Anyone watching for the first time, the green line above is your valuation model, isn't it?
That's correct, yes. And we believe that the Prudential is significantly undervalued. It's growing earnings very strongly, which is the blue line study in the window below the price. It's making a series of rising bottoms up the page. It's broken a 52-week high, and it's on a VectorVest buy signal. I don't think Mus is going to shoot the lights out, but I think that that's a steady performer.
So one for your portfolio
during 2018. So worry-free share for your portfolio during 2018.
Okay, well, let's move on to something that's currently hot. Big rumours around late last week in the press, mentions of Unilever and the likes coming in for Fevertree. Is this on your bullish list?
Well, certainly. It's a glamour stock. It's growing earnings strongly, in fact, more than strongly. And it went into a triangular formation over the last few months. And based on that rumour last week, it gapped out of that triangular formation, and then it's charted an inside day. I think that if it does break up from here, it's going to break up from here very strongly indeed. Okay, so it looks to me as if it can go a long way yet, certainly.
Well, I was with the fund manager last week, and he was still very, very bullish on this stock, even at these levels. Okay, so
it's an incredibly bullish chart technically, and the fundamentals along the bottom are saying the same thing. Yeah.
Understood. Okay, let's move on to JD Sports. What are you thinking here?
Well, JD Sports again, by our model, is significantly undervalued. It came back. I actually was in the share for many years, Mus, and I got stopped out of the share a few months ago as it pulled back strongly. It pulled back emotionally on Amazon bought Whole Foods. That caused the whole retail market to shake a little bit. There was a rumor that Amazon was going to do a deal with Nike, which caused the footwear market to shake a little bit. The numbers the other day were really good. Technically, it's pulled back, made a treble bottom there. It gapped up on really good numbers. It's pulled back and filled that gap. It's on a buy recommendation on VectorVest, and I think if we see it breaking upwards from here, then that share can move significantly higher. Okay. I'm back on board again.
So you're back in
I'm back
JD
on board,
Sports.
yes.
I've never seen you wear a pair of trainers, but there you go.
Oh, I've got some beauties.
Okay, let's move on to a stock that I'm going to put my hands up and say I've never heard of before, LPA Group.
Well, this is a share that I don't think anybody's ever heard of before.
Okay.
And when I first started to talk about JD Sports many, many years ago, nobody had heard of it either. So we also called a share that nobody had heard of last year called TriFast, and it doubled or trebled on us. We called Griffin Mining when nobody had heard of it either, and it's gone up 4x since it was first called on this program.
Right.
But this company manufactures electrical kit and electro components. They're a world leader in that area. They're based in Sussex. It's undervalued. I think you can see the earnings growing, and earnings recently upgraded. From a technical basis, it's made this year-long rounded bottom, and this is what technicians would call a cup and handle pattern.
Which are rare.
Which are and very strong predictors of a move. Made
to
famous,
the upside.
Yes, made famous by a guy called William O'Neill in a book called How to Make Money in Stocks many years ago. And it's, in fact, it's on a VectorVest buy signal, and the cup and handle pattern is also given a buy signal. So the fundamentals are saying yes, the technicals are saying yes. The only thing we have to worry about in the stock market at the moment is that the short-term trend is down, and if we tick the boxes and follow all our rules. We don't want to do anything onto the short-term trend. In fact, rejoins the longer-term trend,
Understood.
pushing up the page.
So in a situation like this, okay, if it pulled back to sort of the 140, 150 area, and you go into buy on the short term and long term, you'd fill your boots there.
Well, yes, and our philosophy is to buy stocks on a high that we believe are going to go significantly higher.
Right.
So our basic philosophy is not to buy on pullbacks, to buy on breakouts, where the fundamental position of the share is good,
Yep.
the technical position of the share is good, and the technical position of the overall market is good. When I can tick all three boxes, as I think I can, on all the four shares I've talked about today, then we can predict the future with an accuracy that's quite uncommon in this line of work.
Understood. Let's wrap up with your last slide. You've got an event coming up.
Well, yes, we've had a seminar on Saturday. That's why I'm a little hoarse.
Right, I'm trying to do more
all
talking
day.
than I normally do.
But we have another seminar in central London. That's on February the 20th at the Chesterfield Hotel in Mayfair. Anybody wants to come along, it's a free seminar. Anybody wants to come along, VectorVest.co.uk, and you can register for that seminar there. Lots and lots of information at the website.
Fantastic. And what is the website? Just shout that out.
VectorVest.co.uk.
Brilliant stuff, David, as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mus.